on this episode of Bet Bath & Beyond, on this special episode.
We're together.
On this special episode of Bet Bath & Beyond, Andy and I will be doing the same thing we do every week, Andrew. Yep. We're going to talk about, look, I'm holding my mic. I'm talking to you. I feel like I'm doing an interview right now.
Yeah, how does it feel?
It feels weird, but good at the same time. I feel like I should be on TV addressing the fans out there, all of our listeners. I feel like I should be talking to them. It feels like I just, won the Super Bowl. And then someone's asking me like, hey, what are you going to do now?
I'm going to go home and drink a Budweiser.
A Bud. I can't wait to drink a Bud Light, Budweiser. I just want to go home and drink a Budweiser.
Going to Disney.
And then, we'll go to Disney, but we're going to go to Disney fucked up.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Disney fucked up. Fucked up on Budweiser.
Listen, you're not going to want to miss it. Let's go.
3, 2, 1,
go.
I am Ian Peacock.
And I am Andy Heidemann. And I hate sports betting. No matter what you say, I'm betting 100 on it tonight.
We're back to our special Christmas episode. Yeah, there's a nutcracker.
Oh my God, I just punched my mic. You gotta do the thing.
There's a nutcracker right there, so that means it's the special Christmas episode of Bet Bath & Beyond. Christmas episode in November, and and we're off to the races. Welcome
there you go.
to Bet Bath & Beyond.
Brought to you by B3T Sports.
.com,
baby. You listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts. Ignore me while I fucking fix this.
You should really just hold your mic like I'm doing.
Well,
it actually feels good. I actually like holding.
I can't. The cord is attached to the mic arm.
A phallic thing in my hand. I don't know.
You can listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor. If you want a chance to win a free NFL jersey, check out b3tsports.com/contest. What's up?
So what are we going to do today, Andrew? What is the whole episode going to be about?
The NFL, always.
Always about the NFL.
And we're going to talk Wes Anderson.
And we're going to talk Wes Anderson.
I'm assuming you didn't watch any Wes Anderson movies.
I did not, and I told you I wasn't. Last episode. I said there's a very slim chance that I was going to watch
also a low bar.
I told you there was probably no chance I was going to watch any Wes Anderson movies. I feel like, should I be looking at you or should I be? Because I usually. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck that, man, Andrew.
We're doing the same thing we do every time.
Yeah, we just look at each. I don't know if I like that. It's too.
You don't have to sit right? We're having a conversation.
Yeah, we got B3T Sports Analyst Alec. You can't see him.
You got to scoot that way a little bit, so that way we're like
symmetrical. Maybe say hi. Hello. Yeah, that was good. That was good.
You got to scoot over, but you're making me feel weird.
I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine with.
Okay.
I'm absolutely fine with how I am. You're the one sitting off screen.
Well, I'm not technically off screen.
He's literally off screen.
He's on short because of the
off screen. So, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to look this way. I don't like looking right at you in person. Listen. On a computer, totally different. I
get it.
My love is with the screen, not with the face.
Anything happen in sports that we would like to talk about that's not NFL shit?
No, I'm gonna rack my brain for last Thursday's episode.
You have to rack your brain. Oh, last Thursday's episode.
No, last Thursday's game.
Oh, I know what it was.
No, I think that I think it would be best, Andrew, that we forget about last Thursday's game, and because I don't remember it, and I'm sure B3T Sports Analyst Alec doesn't remember it.
We just don't go. His name is Alec. But we always have to go B3T.
I love it now. That's what his name is, and that's what I mean. And I don't think we should talk about last Thursday's episode because I can't remember it. I don't think it really existed. It didn't really.
Well, the Lamar did Lamar things. 26-43, 238 yards, threw a touchdown, and an interception. He only rushed for 39 yards, which is that's a low for him.
Look, we were outplayed. All right, fine.
Do you think you were outplayed, or do you think the Dolphins?
Did you watch the game?
No, I'm asking.
Did you watch the game?
Played up, or do you think the
the Dolphins played up, which means we got outplayed because, I mean, it's not like we even played terrible. Like, those stats aren't awful. Lamar didn't play horrible. He didn't really run the ball like he usually does. And there weren't any blatant misses or anything like that. We as a team got outplayed by the fucking Dolphins. I mean,
Yeah.
their defense, I think they were ranked 31st in the league in that game. Going into that game, they were ranked 31st. Going into that game, they played like a top 10.
Well, here's the thing.
Five.
Their defense was supposed to be a highlight for them coming into this year with just the players they had, and it really has looked like shit. And the Dolphins themselves have looked really bad. And I don't know if maybe they're turning the corner. It's really interesting because they're going to go like maybe 5 wins in the next stretch here, and their coach is going to keep his job, and they're going to keep doing Dolphins things, which is being mediocre. But
I am not worried.
not panicking.
I'm not panicking about the Ravens. It seems like this season, specifically in the NFL, we're seeing a lot of upsets. We're seeing a lot of teams that shouldn't win beat teams that are much better than them. And I just wanted them chalk it up. I mean, the Bucks have lost some bad games. The Rams have lost some bad games, although they are frauds. They are frauds. I mean, who else? I mean, the Chiefs aren't the Chiefs this year. That's a backward ass topsy-turvy.
You say that, but
yeah, they beat the Raiders Monday night, or Sunday night.
Well, they scored 40-something points, which that to me is like, who cares who they beat? But 40 points in the NFL,
sure, but
that's more Chiefs things. Right?
But they still have. Do they still have a losing record? Do they have a 50-50 record?
I don't know the Chiefs' record. I think the Chiefs have 3 wins.
Like, it's not good. Like, they don't have a good record, considering they're the same team that they've always been.
That they're the Chiefs.
And considering they have Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, they have a terrible record for the people on their roster.
They're 6 wins.
6-4.
Right.
Okay, that's actually a better record than I thought.
I don't know why I thought they had 3 wins.
That's
just like
3 wins is bad. But listen, okay, perfect example. The Bills lost to the Jets 2 weeks ago. And the Titans, that's what I'm saying. This is one of those losses for the Ravens.
Jets are just really good.
This is one of those losses for the Ravens that doesn't have to define the season. It's just chalk it up to what it is. The Dolphins came out. They were at home. They played really well. Their defense played really well. Tua came into the game, even though that
was bizarre. Like,
that was a weird, like, he was good to play, but he was going to be backup. But then Jacoby Brissett got hurt, but then Brisket got hurt. He was fine to play, but then they opted for Tua anyway. It was a weird situation.
I mean, he went like 8 for 13 for like 150 some yards. Neither of them threw any touchdowns or
weird situation. Look, just chalk it up as a Ravens weird game. I'm okay with that. We've lost to the Raiders, who are semi-decent. They're a semi-decent team, especially in the beginning of the season.
Sure. I'm curious how that's going to shape up for them, like if it's just downhill. Apparently, Mike Mayock was at practice the other day, and he was like, I expect Marcus Mariota to get X amount of first-team reps. So
I saw that,
So they split the reps, him and Derek Carr. And the only reason you ever do that is if you're thinking about starting Mariota instead of Derek Carr, which is
I think it's terrible. This is a mind trick. They're not going to start Marcus Mariota over Derek Carr. We lost to the Bengals. The Ravens lost to the Bengals, who can be a dangerous team, specifically when Burrow and Chase are linked up. Okay, so that's whatever. Mm-hmm. And now we've lost to the Dolphins. So we have 3 losses. I'm okay with that. We're still I mean, literally, it's the AFC. The AFC is the whole NFL is a wacky land right now. The AFC specifically is a weird.
There is a graphic out there that was floating around. The NFC, there's only one team eliminated from playoffs so far, and it's the Lions.
Because they have 0 wins.
Yeah, and every other team is like only 1 game back, maybe. It's fucking...
Look, Dolphins played well. Defense played well. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about Thursday night game anymore.
That's fine.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Bills Jets.
Was that this week?
That was last week.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it was. It was last week. The Bills won 45-17.
The Bills. I was thinking when the Bills lost to the Jets. Wait,
Titans lost to the Jets. Jaguars.
That's what it was. I'm B3T Sports Analyst Alec. We need him. We need him in every episode.
It takes data to know.
It really does. Okay, so before when I said that the Bills lost to the Jets, it was the Jaguars. But to be fair, they're pretty much the exact same team. right?
The Bills and the Jaguars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not paying attention. He's not paying attention. He's on his phone. He's not paying attention.
got the scores. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
but you're not paying attention to my conversation in our live
You were
recorded
looking
podcast
at him.
because you weren't paying attention.
You refused
You
to
weren't-
look at me.
I actually have been looking at you. If you've noticed, I've actually noticed that I've been looking more at your face than the camera, which is fine.
Good.
It is good. I don't.
So what are you asking
But now
me?
I'm
If the
aware.
Jaguars and the Bills are the same person?
No, the Jaguars and the
I've
Jets.
never seen them in the same
The
place.
Jaguars and the Jets, because I thought the Bills had lost to the Jets, but it really was the
Yes.
Jaguars. But the Jaguars and the Jets are pretty much the exact same team anyway. They're
Yeah.
both
Who's
bottom
better?
tier. Fuck, I would say the Jets. I would say the Jets with Mike
I-
White.
Okay, but they're not starting Mike White this week.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. So
Blew out my
first-
fucking mic.
first Sunday game of last week of Week 10.
Mhm.
Go.
Bills Jets.
Okay, that's right. Bills and Jets. I didn't watch this game.
I watched parts of this. I didn't actually watch the whole thing. Bills won 45-17.
It was a blowout. I do know that Stephon Diggs had a breakout game. He had like 30 fantasy points.
Yeah.
I'm not trading him in our fantasy dynasty league. I am not
fucking leave him.
trading him. Jess can suck my balls.
There you go. Justin
That's-
suck his ball.
Jess can. Does he listen to us?
I don't care.
Neither do I. Jess suck my balls.
Next up, Bucks and Washington football team. I couldn't believe the Bucks
Watch
lost.
this game.
I did
In
watch
fact,
this game.
Let me tell you about this.
Does Tom look old?
Tom, my dog.
No, you fucking idiot. The Tom that matters.
Listen, hold on. I actually have a really good story about this. Okay,
I bet.
and Holly, my wife, is in the other room because we're
I
filming
don't know
this
this, man.
in our apartment. We're filming this in my Chicago apartment. I have DirecTV Sunday ticket. Okay, I pay for DirecTV Sunday ticket so I can get all the out of market games. What are you doing? You're supposed to be looking at me.
I'm just
I thought.
chilling. I'm listening.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
I order Sunday ticket DirecTV for all out of market games. I did something stupid. Last time I went to Holly's family's place down south, down in Charlotte. I put my login credentials in a family member's TV. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yep.
So because that was the only way I could watch all my games, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I left the login as is on that TV, came back here. I'm watching the Bucks Washington football game. It's a good game, right?
Yeah.
The Washington football team's winning. They're keeping it close. All like this is a great
Back and
game.
forth, all that good shit.
Exactly. I get a message while I'm watching that game. Hey, you're watching this somewhere else. Bye-bye.
You're in the wrong area.
Yes,
Yep.
sorry. Like you can only watch it on one device at one time.
That is
and
correct. Those are
someone-
the rules.
Those are the rules. And so you bye-bye, take a hike. You can't watch it on
Fuck
this TV.
yourself,
And I was like,
respectfully.
that's weird. And so I tried it again. Basically, what unfolded for the next 30 minutes was I was logging into DirecTV, watching a couple minutes of the game. Then I was getting kicked out. Then I would wait a couple minutes, log on to my account, the account that I pay for, okay? Logging into my account, the rightful owner of the account, watching the game for a couple minutes.
Did you call anybody? Like anyone? Like
Getting kicked out? I knew
Hey.
exactly who it was. I knew exactly who it was. I mean, it's family.
Yeah, no.
I know the person who was watching the game is a Washington football fan. So I don't know if they were like in their heads like, oh, well, it's his plan. It's his Sunday ticket. But the Ravens played already. They're not playing
and he's
today.
sad about it.
And he's already sad about it. And it's my team. It's the Washington football team. So in some way, I deserve to watch this game over the person who actually pays for the Sunday ticket plan. So long story short, I basically got alphaed by a family member states away because I couldn't watch this game. I changed my password. I even went so far as to change my password and hoping that it would reset from all devices. So it would cause someone.
Usually things have an option like that.
It
where it's-
needs to.
Yeah, there are a lot
I
of things where
called
you change
DirecTV.
it.
I called DirecTV and I said, listen, someone else is watching my account. I changed my password.
Someone else.
I even changed my password. I need you to log me out of all devices so I can re-log in with my new
Right.
password. They said, sorry, we don't have that. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, yes, I know you do, because if I stop paying my bill, you certainly will make sure to kick me out of devices, right? So I need some sort of way so that I can be the only one to watch it. That was my fucking
I
Sunday.
think you're gonna have to buy another account.
I think I might have to.
Or change your credit card.
I think
Bottom line here, the Bucs lost 19.
I know. It was a good game from what I saw online. I couldn't watch it.
The Washington, to ice the game, they put together the longest drive of the NFL season.
How long did it take? It ate a lot of clock.
It was like
Insanity.
It was like
I don't know why I keep looking at B3T Sports Analyst Alec, but
it was crazy long, and they converted. I want to say 3 third downs and a fourth down. The fourth down was for the touchdown. The Bucs are super, super awesome against the run. They have been all season. That's just one of their things. And Antonio Gibson kind of had a shitty. He walked away with 2 touchdowns, which saved him for fantasy.
McKissick has to be the first string back. How is he not? How is McKissick not? Have him in our dynasty.
Yes,
that's why I want him.
Why is he not the first drive? Because he's not that good. I mean,
he's
Gibson's
incredibly athletic. He's incredibly athletic.
In the NFL, everyone's fucking incredible.
No,
athletic.
he is more athletic than the average NFL player.
What metric?
Catching, running.
The whole spiel of NFL.
What do you mean? Do I have to spell it out?
He's a great pass catcher.
My hands just touched.
He's a great pass catcher. He's a great pass catcher, but I mean, like, between the tackles, he's not as good as Gibson. And Gibson, I mean, this is a really good sign moving forward for fantasy. They gave him 24 carries, and he's been hurt with a shin injury. And that means that, and this is one of the best run defenses in the league. So it shows that Ron Rivera wants to use him that way. And he got a lot of goal line work. Yeah, he only rushed for like 62 yards. But against other fronts, 24 attempts is going to be great for Gibson. If you have him in fantasy, the second half of the season for him is going to be really, really good, I believe.
Really good, Adam.
Yes.
Adam, who is in our Dynasty League, who is in another podcast by B3T Sports with Andy.
The Fantasy Fight Night. Check it out.
Not as good as our podcast.
I wouldn't say that.
No, I would. I just said it. It's not as good as our podcast.
You sound like you've watched the other one.
I have.
Oh, have you?
5 minutes. I've watched 5 minutes. It's a competitor. What do you mean?
What do you mean? It's a competitor.
What do you think I'm gonna you think I'm gonna support a competing podcast?
Cowboys 3-43.
Okay.
That was an ass kicking.
Yeah. Who did they play?
The Cowboys.
No.
The Falcons.
The Falcons got smoked. Now here's the thing: Cordero Patterson.
Cordero.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Can we get a pronunciation, Alec?
You know, the way you outed me the last time I tried to correct you, I was just going to let you have Cordero, whatever you were just saying.
Jesus.
But how do you actually pronounce it?
Cordero.
We're not even at
Cordero.
Every time that you try to pronounce it now, it's just going to get cut, and then it's just going to have Alex bit.
Cordero Patterson.
You're an idiot.
Okay. So
He's out tonight, by the way.
is he officially?
Not officially.
Then why would you say that?
There was another notification that came through that said he is extremely unlikely to play. Like an actual notification from a beat reporter. So.
Okay, well then I'm starting Jacobs and Monty.
Yeah.
Monty, who's on the Bears, who's playing the Ravens this week. I'm gonna have to. I mean,
he's gonna.
Yeah, statistically.
I think that's
All right. God damn it.
Saints played the Titans. Titans won 23-21.
Now
Saints are not very good, I don't think.
They're all right.
But the Titans are oddly doing way better than I expected. I thought that they would have a down year because they lost their offensive coordinator. And then I thought that just because of that, they would take some adjusting. And then they lost to the Cardinals, and I was like, bad team. And then the Cardinals turned out to be really good.
The Cardinals are really good, even without Kyler Murray. I know they lost this past week, but they still
the best team in the NFC.
To the best team in the NFC. They're still a very formidable contender in the NFC. Here's the thing, and I'm calling it now. It's week 11 now, so I can say this. I can say this. The Titans are frauds. They are. The Titans are frauds. They're not kings of fraudland like the Rams are, because the Rams, and we'll get to them, they're the exact same team as they were last year with Stafford, with Odell Beckham, with Von Miller. It doesn't fucking matter. They're the exact same fraud team with or without Jared Goff or Matthew Stafford at the helm. But we'll get into that. Okay? The Titans are the frauds of the AFC. So actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say there's Kings of Fraudland NFC, Kings of Fraudland AFC. The Titans are Kings of Fraudland in the AFC. Okay?
Sure.
Do you actually agree when you say sure?
I think that here's the thing. I think they are not frauds when Derrick Henry is healthy.
But they're not.
Well, here's the
But
thing.
they don't have Derrick Henry.
Right now they don't, but I think that
He's not coming back. He's gone.
No, he'll be back for playoffs.
No, he's not.
Yes, he will.
Is this true?
Yes, it's true.
B3T Sports Analyst Alec says yes.
It's his timetable is 6 to 10 weeks. Everyone's averaging 8 by the time that comes through.
Me in the middle. Good.
Yep. If that's how math works.
Yes.
So if
Wait.
that was okay.
Yeah. Okay. It is.
I would. Yeah,
He's looking.
actually,
Yeah.
I'm curious about that.
Yeah.
But I think that if they get a first round bye, which not likely, but if that is something that happens for them and they get an extra week and he's back fully healthy, I don't see a reason why they couldn't make a run. I mean, Derrick Henry then would also have fresh legs.
I hope they play the Ravens in the playoffs, and I hope the Ravens knock them out again, like we did last year.
What about the
They're
first
frauds. No, we don't talk about the first time. I was at that game, and it was a terrible game. I was at that game in person, in 2019.
What do you got?
Early January. That doesn't sound great.
Season ends January 2nd, so especially if they get the first round bye, he'll be back for the divisional round.
Yeah.
Can they hear him? They
Can
probably
they hear Derrick Henry?
no. Can they hear B3T Sports Analyst Alec?
He said some stuff.
Well, just repeat what he said if they couldn't hear it.
January.
January 2nd.
January 2nd.
Well, early January. The season ends January 2nd. Can you just take my spot?
Okay, so blah blah blah. Jacksonville and the Colts. This one was closer than it needed to be. The Colts, I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but they won.
The Colts. Let
23-17.
me tell you exactly what the Colts were doing.
The Colts are
Andrew.
good.
The Colts are not good.
All right.
The Colts are not good. I know that we almost lost them. The Ravens did, but the Ravens almost lost to the Lions and the Vikings and a bunch of other.
I think that
teams.
says more about the Ravens.
It just says that we like close games. Okay. It just says that win or lose, we like close games, and we win all the close games except for the Raiders in week 1. Now let me talk about the Colts for a second. Carson Wentz is not a good quarterback. The Colts are not a good team. In fact, I know that they will make the playoffs via a wild card, like they do most years. And they're going to play in that weird Saturday early game. It's a winning record,
Yeah,
for sure.
of course it's a winning record, but I want to say it's like 6-4.
Alex
maybe?
looking it up. But what I'm going to say is
5, 6-4. They got
what I'm going
I'm an idiot.
Ooh, they don't have a winning record. So they're even worse than in my head. I think they are.
Who are their losses to?
Not the Ravens. But listen, Andrew, I'm trying to explain something to you.
Listen,
With
no.
the extra wild card spots, they're going to make the playoffs as a wild card. They're going to play on a Saturday, middle of the day, against a fucking average team
and win.
and lose. They'll probably play the Titans. Honestly, they'll probably play the Titans.
It's funny that you say that because last year when they were in that same spot, they had to play. Who did they have to play last year?
You expect my memory to be that
no, I'm
good?
telling you, they played the Titans.
They-
No, I'm taking that back. They played the Bills,
Okay,
and they almost won.
but they didn't.
Of course, no, they didn't.
So then why are you including that in your argument if they didn't win?
because the Bills are better than you saying they're going to play an average team.
Well, you can't be an average team
You know what I'm saying?
to make the playoffs. Okay, fine. Fine. I don't care who they play in the playoffs. They're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs. They will lose in the first round of the playoffs. It will be – it's too specific to be a bet.
No, it's not. It's perfectly specific to the bet.
But what are the odds? It can't be 50-50.
Well, I think it's fair that if they make the playoffs, then the bet stands. If they don't, then it's
Oh, okay.
like it's if they make the playoffs, then this bet occurs.
Okay.
So if they make the playoffs and they win their first playoff game,
Yes.
I get a Jonathan Taylor jersey.
Absolutely. I was thinking of like shotgun bet.
You wouldn't do a shotgun bet.
I would. What do you – I just proposed it.
Then yeah, 100% shotgun bet.
Okay. Colts have to make the playoffs.
No. It's if they make the playoffs, they have to win their first. If they don't make the playoffs, it's a push. Because I'm not betting that they're gonna make the playoffs.
I know, but like this sucks because who are they going to play in that first
Who
game?
fucking knows? That's the glory of it. If you, I will make if the Colts make the playoffs, I'll include that in the bet. They have to make the playoffs and win their first playoff game. I get a Jonathan Taylor jersey if that happens.
Okay.
If it doesn't happen, if they miss the playoffs or they make the playoffs and lose, I'll shotgun.
That's just like such a
It's a wide array, but it's like the odds of them making the playoffs are. I mean, that's like the edge that you get.
I just feel like that's not even. That's not even. That's no.
You think they're gonna make the playoffs? Then you're like pretty
I
confident.
think at 5-5 with the AFC being what the AFC is at the moment.
Who do they play left? Who's left on their schedule?
Wait, left on their schedule. I will now be passing the microphone to B3T Sports Analyst Alec for the remaining schedule of the Colts season.
Give me a fucking second.
Right. We got the Bills, Buccaneers, Texans, Pats, Cardinals, Raiders, and Jaguars.
They'll beat the Jaguars.
make the playoffs.
They're gonna beat the Jaguars, and they're gonna beat the Texans for sure. That puts them at 7-5.
I gotta say, I like the inside of this.
Well, that's fine, but again, like I'm also in the
Good.
camp that with those teams remaining, there's a solid chance that they'd have to beat. The
I'm
Bills.
not buying you a Jonathan Taylor. I mean, I will. How about this? I will, but it has to be like an actual like.
from China.
All right, moving on. We'll table this. We'll table this bet.
We'll
I'm
come back
sure
to it.
we're going to talk about the Colts again, especially as the playoffs loom and I see them getting into that wild card spot. We will have this conversation again.
All right. Next up, Lions and Steelers, 16-16. Games at a tie. Freiermuth
This
fumbles
was
the
hilarious.
ball.
This was hilarious.
It is hilarious, and honestly, the Steelers should have won it. They were in field goal range. They had that Freiermuth caught it, and he was running out of bounds, but he fumbled it. Lions got on it. Game ends in a tie. Good for the Lions. Bad for the Steelers. Good for the Lions.
It was good for the Lions, but it could have been better because they came so close to
They always
finally
do.
win. But this one was true, Andrew. But this one was here's a field goal. Just make this field goal. Just make this field goal, and you will win your first game of the season. They missed it. I know the elements were poor. I know it was raining and it was wet and stuff like that. They came so close. And this is the curse of Dan Campbell and the Lions this season is that they're coming so close to winning these games, and then they just can't close. They can't finish. This was the first time they didn't lose. This was the first non-loss of the season for the Lions, and
so good.
that means they will not be the first team in NFL history to go 0-17. However, I just with the luck,
That's got to be
with
if
this
you're
luck
coming into the NFL season and you know you're a bad team, like that has to be looming in the back of your mind like all the time. Like, what if we don't win a single game?
I don't think that's in anyone's mind.
I think that there are some players who
I don't think so, Andrew, because as a football player, you're so competitive. You're like, we can beat one team. We can beat one
there's
team.
a difference between being competitive and say, because I think that there have got to be situations where like, and I'm not talking like, oh, you go all off season thinking this, but I'm saying you're showing up day one of practice and you're looking around at your team and you're like, I've thrown 17 passes. I'm Terod Taylor. I've thrown 17 passes. Not a single one of them has been caught. We've been here 45 minutes and I'm about to scream at somebody. And this doctor just put a needle in my lung. And now he's like, we might not win a game all season. There's got to be a thought in your head somewhere.
Maybe like halfway through the season, I bet the Lions were thinking like, okay, we might not win. But you don't go into a full season thinking that. You don't go into a full season thinking that.
I don't know. I think there might be some.
Okay, next game.
We got the Browns and the Patriots. Patriots slaughtered the Browns.
Yes.
Baker left the game with an injury.
So are the Browns good, Andrew?
No,
They're not. No, they're not.
Yes, they're
a really good team
in the sense that their offensive line is in a vacuum. Great. Their wide receivers are bad. Their wide receivers are horrible. I mean, their best wide receiver is Jarvis, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and then Kareem Hunt probably would be your top wide receivers. But their running back duo is great.
They have a good run game.
One of the better run games,
but they're not good, Andrew. That's all you had to say was when I asked you the question, Andrew. Hey, are the Browns good? You just say no. That's it.
Bad for Baker because he's on a contract year, and he is going to. I mean, he's playing through injury right now because he wants to make the playoffs for them, so he can say, "Hey, remember before me when you hadn't won a game?" And looks at watch.
Hot take. I've got a hot take for you.
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield will not be a starting quarterback by the start of the 2023 NFL season.
Interesting. Well, so the reason that's interesting is because this is a contract year for him, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. So somebody would have to sign him in 2022 if the Browns don't. So you're making the assumption that somebody will sign him either to a 1-year deal.
Well, why wouldn't you when you're Baker and you don't have that? I mean, we know he's a good quarterback?
I'm telling you that if of 32 teams, it belongs on.
Do you think it's a hot take or not?
Yeah, it's a super hot take.
Do you agree with it or not?
No. I thought that was clear.
Moving on.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, Vikings, Chargers. Chargers lose. Vikings win 27-20.
Big win for the Vikings, Alec. Big win.
You say it's a big win for the Vikings, but how do you feel about the Chargers?
He's by the way, for those of you that don't know, B3T Sports Analyst Alec is a big Vikings fan.
Huge Vikings fan.
The Chargers, they've been dropping. They're still a solid team, though. I'd say they're about equal. It was a good win.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean, that's not what you said yesterday, but
I don't remember half the things I say even
earlier from this. Can't be held responsible.
Even earlier from this day. Like what?
Moving on to the Carolina Panthers slaughtering the Arizona Cardinals.
How do you feel about that?
Cam is back. How do I feel? The Cardinals were.
If you guys didn't know, Andy Heidemann, our co-guest of the podcast. Well, yeah, he's guest number 1. You're guest number 2. It's my podcast. You're the co-guest.
How does any of this work?
With B3T Sports Analyst. Yeah, it's a fucking microphone. It's a fucking camera. That's it. What do you mean? I speak into this. It films us.
So I felt good about this.
I've been mixing our podcast for over a year before we went to video, and you have the audacity, the gall to say that I don't know how podcast equipment work when I was the one personally mixing over a year of our episodes.
Yes.
The gall.
The gall.
Now, what I was going to say is, Andrew, you're a big Panthers fan, so I guess your opinion matters.
So I'm happy about this. Obviously, Panthers win. Our Arizona Cardinals are a good team. They were not at full strength.
I mean, were they? Yeah.
Tyler was out. Hopkins was out.
So probably not at full strength at all.
No.
JJ Watt?
But however, they won their JJ Watt is out for season, but he's been out for a couple
Right.
Days.
So what I'm saying is they're probably not even close to full strength.
Right. But they would, I mean, I would
like
say
it probably wasn't.
Probably weren't at full strength. So I mean, I don't know what you're. My team beat the team that wasn't at full strength, so I don't know what you're complaining about. So, but the other thing, Cam's back.
Okay, let's talk about this.
First play back, scored a touchdown.
It was great. What did he do? What did he do?
Fucking took off his helmet in the end zone and screamed, "I'm back!" and then got a personal foul.
Love it. I love it. Now, it's kind of weird that he's back. It's
stupid. I mean, it's great. I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the way we got here.
The universe has a way of bringing people back home. But Sam Darnold sucks. He's trash.
He should retire. He should coach high school with Adam Gase.
You were excited for Sam Darnold.
You had to be. What are you supposed to do?
I don't know.
Are you supposed to get a guy and be like, I fucking hate this team. I am now a Colts fan because maybe I am.
I mean, you won a Jonathan Taylor jersey, so I don't.
Do.
Are you a Colts?
Why do you not want good players' jerseys?
Because I'm a fan of a team, not a fan of players. I want jerseys from my team.
You can be a fan of a team and be a fan of players,
but just don't rock their jerseys.
Who said anything about wearing it?
What are you gonna do with it?
Hang it.
Where?
In my house. What do you mean where?
Like on
the wall. Yeah, they're jersey frames.
You're gonna frame the jersey from China.
Not
frame.
Wait, are you framing a Chinese jersey?
I'm not getting you a full.
You're getting me a Color Rush jersey.
Oh wait! No way! No sir, no siree.
But Panthers win it. Good for them.
Wait, so the Panthers back with Cam?
So that
because you guys can make the playoffs.
I hope so because this is the healthiest Cam Newton's ever been. Because he has had time off. He's been able to rehab his bad shoulder.
True.
Christian McCaffrey is back.
True.
And he left the game against the Cardinals, which it was announced that it was for a tweaking of the hamstring again. But after the game, it revealed that he had just hit his head. And upstairs, they're like, you have to go check for
concussion protocol.
So we went into the tent, 10 seconds in and out, flashlight in the eyes. They said he was good. He came back. He played fine. Now, the weird thing is he did only play 54% of snaps. For Chris McCaffrey, that's insane. Like he typically plays anywhere between 85 and 90.
He's a workhorse.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a big old workhorse.
Now they don't want him to get hurt again, so they're probably gonna. But I'm okay with that.
You're gonna see this with every team eventually, with the Saquon Barkleys and the Christian McCaffreys and the Derrick Henrys. It's just not sustainable for them to be taking.
Derrick Henry might be. I don't know.
Maybe Derrick Henry. He might be. He's a freak. He's a physical specimen of the gods of Mount Olympus. But he still got hurt.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to limit those workloads.
But this is also the best wide receiver core that Cam's ever had with DJ Moore and
DJ Moore's tight. Listen, DJ Moore's tight.
So, I don't want to call playoffs yet, but I mean because the end of our schedule is brutal. Like we play the Bucks twice, we play the Saints,
And what's your record?
5-5.
In the
Now,
hunt.
we
the
are-
hunt, as they say.
We are 4-0 when Chris McCaffrey plays, and we are 1-4 when Chris McCaffrey does not play. Speaking of,
But what about when Sam Darnold plays?
Speaking of game records, like splits with players, the Bucks are 5-0 with Antonio Brown, and they are 1-3 with.
That's kind of crazy.
Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, Antonio Brown is fucking great. He's phenomenal.
Yes, but he also fakes
Apparently,
certain documents.
that was rumored. Yeah, that he was faking the documentation on his COVID vaccine to avoid protocol. So we'll fucking see.
We'll see. We don't like to sling rumors around on this podcast, but he pretty much photocopied them.
Eagles beat the Broncos 30-13. I don't care to talk about this game, do you?
No, I don't care about either of those two teams. Fuck you, Philadelphia.
The Seahawks put up an egg against the fucking Green Bay Packers. 0-17. Packers win it, obviously. Russ.
Yeah, they look bad. They look real bad. They
bad.
look terrible.
He looked rusty.
I mean, that was good. That was good. Now, can we talk about how Russ was he slinging the ball?
Like what?
Is he 100% healthy?
That's what a couple people were wondering. Just like
Because Geno Smith probably could have made this a more competitive game.
which is horribly sad to say.
He's not terrible.
No,
He's not the worst backup in the world.
No, I don't know who's the worst backup in the world.
The worst backup in the
Nathan
world.
Peterman that one time.
Yeah, he threw 5 interceptions in one half. That would probably be. That's the best, worst performance as a backup for sure.
Let me see. Russ 20 for 40 for 100. Oh my god, for 161 yards and 2 interceptions.
His interceptions were bad. That actually 20 for 24 is better than. That's a better completion rate.
20 for 40.
Oh, that's not good.
That's
No,
50, yeah, that's bad.
but that does mean he slung it 40 times.
Yeah, because they're behind.
True.
You gotta.
You gotta.
Can you imagine being down 17 points in the fourth quarter and just like you ran 3 runs?
Also, take a look at this. But how many targets did DK Metcalf or Lockett get? Because I'm pretty sure I was watching it and it was in the fourth quarter and he passed it to Lockett and they're like, yeah, there's his first target of the day. I'm like, it's the fucking fourth quarter. Why are you targeting Tyler Lockett in the fourth quarter for the first time in the game?
Run first team. I don't know if you're aware of
Yeah,
that.
that's
Pete
true.
Carroll chews gum and runs the ball. Those are his things.
Except for in the Super Bowl, of course.
Except for in the Super Bowl. That, oh my God. It makes sense.
I know. I've talked about this. He's got PTSD. We've talked about this. I've brought this up since the Super Bowl. The Patriots and Tom Brady broke Pete Carroll and his offense from that one play.
So, oh my God. Russ had to have just been okay. Tyler Lockett had 8 targets, 2 receptions.
Yeah, he got 2 catches.
Metcalf had 8 targets, 3 receptions. Gerald had 8 targets, 8 receptions. So good on them.
All right.
Let's see. What do we got here? What's the next game up on that? And then we had Chiefs, Raiders. Patrick Mahomes did Patrick Mahomes things. 5 touchdowns.
He
400
did
yards.
old Patrick Mahomes things.
You think this is the new norm? They're not that?
Here's the thing. He wasn't peak Patrick Mahomes. It actually, if you watch this game, because I did watch most of this game on Sunday night, he was missing passes that the old Patrick Mahomes would have never. I'm serious. 2019 Patrick Mahomes.
You can't really think that this is the norm moving forward. I mean, he's having an off year the whole.
Dude,
offense.
he is literally 25, 26. Like, he's not old. Like, he had an amazing season. He had an MVP season.
Yes.
He won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Okay.
True.
But what if like this is his falling off? Like
Define falling off.
Like he was making like he didn't play well. First off, he didn't play that great. If you watch some of his throws,
I don't think that you could say that though.
I actually did because I watched the game and at least two of his passes should have been picked off.
Sure.
Should have been picked off. So that could have easily been a 2-interception game. Also, one of them turned out to be a touchdown pass. It literally was a 50-50 ball to Williams, I'm pretty sure. I'm just saying, and he was missing guys that were wide open that could have been easy touchdowns at least once.
What you're saying here is that he played bad and he won anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're now saying that's the new norm because he's falling off, that he's a bad quarterback.
No, you said Patrick Mahomes doing Patrick Mahomes things. I'm saying that's not true. He's doing old Patrick Mahomes. He's not doing old Patrick Mahomes things.
But now what I want to know is when I say Patrick Mahomes things are, that's old Patrick Mahomes things. You're saying that ship is now stale. That is done.
I'm saying he doesn't look like he used to. That's all I'm saying.
I'm still giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like I think
then why would you say Patrick Mahomes is doing Patrick Mahomes things? Because he didn't look that great. I don't think you watched the game.
400 yards.
I don't think you watched the game.
What is wrong with you?
I don't think you watched the game. The game, he didn't look that great. He really didn't look that great.
Fine. I thought the Raiders defense is actually fairly decent, and it's been decent all year. You should know.
Why should I know?
Because the Ravens lost to them
in overtime, week 1. Sure. As a 5-5 Panthers fan, you're coming at me as a 5-5 Panthers fan because I lost to the Raiders week 1 in overtime, bro. You're 5-5.
I'm just saying.
How about this, Andrew? How about this? Okay. If the Panthers make the playoffs, I will give you a Jonathan Taylor jersey.
I don't want a Jonathan Taylor jersey.
However, why does it matter?
I would rather have a Christian McCaffrey jersey if that's the case.
But you just wanted a Jonathan Taylor jersey.
Yeah, for a Colts bet.
So it all depends on the bet. That's what
you're
an idiot. What do you want? And make a bet to get what you want. Don't just be like, this is the theme of the bet. This is the theme of the bet.
Spirit of the bet.
So if we made a bet about the Seahawks, you want a fucking Russell Wilson jersey or something?
Probably DK.
You're a fucking freak, dude. You know that? You're a freak. Just get the jersey you want and then
expensive.
No, I'm saying in your head, pick out the jersey you want and then stick to that no matter what the bet is.
Okay, but they're more of a memento of the bet. Like I can buy. I'm a grown ass man. I could buy.
Do you lose bets that often that you have to have something that commemorates a time that you won the bet?
It's reminding me that I won, and more about reminding you that I won. That's the fun part.
Anyway, listen.
Why am I crazy here?
Patrick Mahomes was not doing Patrick Mahomes like things on Sunday night. He didn't look that great compared to his former self last year, 2019, his MVP season. He hasn't looked like himself all season. And I'm just letting people know who probably didn't watch the game, who are just using us as the necessary. There's at least one person out there that's using us as, well, I missed the Sunday night game. Time to watch Bed Bath & Beyond a week later to decide, well, what happened? What happened to the game? And then they listen to you say, oh, Patrick Mahomes is back. He's doing Patrick Mahomes things. It's like, no, he's not back. He actually didn't really play that great. In fact, he hasn't played like his former self all season. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
So the Chiefs won 41-14.
Well, and if
but that's fine.
But if you watched it, Derek Carr played awful. Derek Carr literally tossed the ball up.
Yeah,
4 or 5 times. Some were intercepted and some weren't. They all should have been intercepted because he literally, you know that game Jackpot when you played as a kid, and I think sure, it's called different things, but you basically
I got a point from
it's Jackpot, and basically you stand on the other side of the yard and you have a bunch of people and you have one guy and they're like, okay, this is worth 100, right? But you throw it up really fucking high to get everyone a chance. That's what Derek Carr was playing Sunday night based off of the balls that he was throwing up in the air.
So the Rams lost 10-31 against the 49ers.
This is Monday night.
This is the Monday night game.
The Rams are fucking frauds.
The Rams look bad.
The Rams are frauds. Matthew Stafford is a fraud. He keeps throwing stupid picks. They have Odell. They have Odell. They have Cooper Kupp. They have Von Miller. They have Jalen Ramsey. They have Aaron Donald. What? What else do you need? What else do you want?
Who's leading the MVP race? And the reason why we ask this is,
Lamar Jackson.
you really think Lamar Jackson?
Even with the Dolphins game, I still think Lamar Jackson
I-
is leading the MVP race.
I did. We had this discussion the other night. B3T Sports Analyst Alec and I, and we were talking about it. It sounds ridiculous when you hear it, right? When you're saying it, it's fine.
No,
but
it's
when
it sounds fine when I say it, but you say it fucking weird. You chop it up.
B3T Sports Analyst Alec.
B3T Sports Analyst Alec. What do you mean?
So we gotta stop saying that. So
No, that's his name.
So Lamar is definitely up there, but Kyler has been out for like 2 or 3 games.
Right. So why would he be at the top of the list?
Right. Stafford has thrown double-digit pick, or not double-digit, that'd be ridiculous. He's thrown 2 picks in the last 2 games each. So he's kind of wavering. I think Josh Allen has looked not as dominant the last couple of games. Tom Brady had his bye and then just had his bad game against the Washington football team. Dak, I mean, he missed a game, but I mean, Dak is kind of up there in the
Depends.
MVP.
Obviously, we still have plenty of football left. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Dak is in the conversation. I think Lamar is in the conversation. I don't see any of the other people that we talked about in the conversation yet. Now here, when it comes to MVP, you need a story, right? You need a narrative. Exactly, Andrew. You need a narrative.
Cam Newton would be very interesting.
If he leads, okay, so if he fucking goes balls to the wall and leads the Panthers to the playoffs, I could see him being in the conversation. If he fucking actually,
I don't know if that's ever happened. A player, like, I wonder what the minimum number of games.
I mean, it's not a rule.
No, it's not a rule.
It's
but
just
I'm
you're
curious.
just so handicapped at that point.
Right.
But Lamar, the reason why I say Lamar, and it's half because I'm a Ravens fan, the Ravens preseason was a mess. All of our injuries, right? Like,
But did you guys go undefeated in the preseason?
yeah, we went undefeated in the preseason, like we do in all the preseasons. We went undefeated, but as many people know, we had a lot of injuries. Our entire running back core was demolished before the season started. We had one of our best offensive tackles in Ronnie Stanley, O-line, Ronnie Stanley. O-line, but the blind side, Andrew, you ever seen it? Sandra Bullock, Ronnie Stanley went down. Who else? Fucking
Rashad Bateman was on IR for the first
Rashad Bateman, all of our running backs, and it's who's our cornerback? Our cornerback that we got from the Rams. Yes, Marcus Peters. So we had an entire key team demolished.
Sure.
Demolished, Andrew.
Yeah,
fucking done.
So are you saying that just speaks to Lamar's credibility as for an MVP candidate?
Yes, because he is the most valuable player every single time he gets on the field. We lose by his hand, we win by his hand, except for the Lions. That was Justin Tucker. Actually, maybe Justin Tucker should be in the conversation. Has a kicker ever been in the conversation?
No,
Because
he won't be.
he broke the NFL record. Yeah, he broke in the NFL because if you're making key kicks that are deciding the outcomes of games on week in and week out.
At that point, the refs should be MVP.
Week in and week out. What does that mean?
They decide the factor of games all the time.
And then you break an NFL record, okay, as big as the longest field goal kick in NFL history. Why can't Justin Tucker be in the conversation?
I can get into that.
He's
new rule. If you break a record in the season, you are automatically put into contention.
Yes.
MVP.
Well, I just don't think that like kickers should be automatically ruled out just because they're kickers. Because games are literally decided by their feet sometimes.
Larry David has a.
I love Larry David.
He's like, I think his joke is like, I don't get it. Why are they deciding football games? They are not football players. They are very nice people. I'm sure they are great guys. I don't get it. They're kicking a ball from upright. That is not football. And I'm like, as I'm watching the joke, I'm like, somebody decided it was football.
Well, it is called football.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Work on your delivery, but yeah, that was good.
That was Larry David's delivery.
Good material. No, your reaction to Larry David.
That was fine.
That was good material, but your delivery was terrible.
So we're gonna play. Oh, by the way,
that was week 10 in the books.
Yeah, the whole fucking thing.
Week 10 in the books.
I've tallied up the.
How much am I beating you by, Andrew? How much am I beating you by? Woo-hoo-wee.
I think is one more than last week.
It was. I was up by 6.
I had a couple swing my way.
Not enough, apparently.
Not enough. But here's the thing, though.
Actually, none went your way. What are you talking about? I gained the lead by 1.
What's that? Well, I'm just saying there are games that I picked that you picked.
The
against.
Thursday night for sure, because I am terrible at the Thursday night game. In fact, I'm going to say the Thursday night game, which is tonight. It's Patriots-Falcons. Whoever's listening to this, I know it's not going to be released till tomorrow. Just know that if you were listening to this, you should have faded me because I will be wrong about this pick. I am wrong every single Thursday night pick.
And speaking of, we're going to get into that right now.
Every single time.
We're going to start New England, Atlanta. New England are 6.5-point favorites.
Give me the Patriots.
Give me the Patriots as well.
Well, we both lost that one. I'm just Yeah, Alec, B3T Sports Analyst. Alec is actually being smart. He's fading me as everyone should, but it's too late for you.
Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings. The Packers are 1.5-point favorites.
That's it.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's it.
That's what you think?
Yeah, that's it.
Packers.
Packers as well.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers. He didn't get COVID again, did he?
No, he did stub his toe, but I think he's in.
Yeah. The Packers -1.5. I mean, that's
free money.
Yeah, that's free money.
The Chicago Bears play the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are 5-point favorites.
Bang, 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 bang. I should have gone to this game. It is here in Chicago. I will be out of town, though. I'll be on holiday before the Thanksgiving holiday. But give me the Ravens.
Once.
Go ahead. Go Bears.
I'm going Bears. Only because I'm banking on Lamar not playing. Like if he's ill. Because he hasn't practiced in like 3 days.
Because he's sick.
I know, because he's sick. Yeah,
but not because
it's hard. Do you know how hard it is to play football when you're sick?
Yeah, but
you think he'll just be better?
Yes,
he could be. He might be. I don't know, but I'm banking on maybe he's not.
You're gonna bet your whole pick that he doesn't play?
My whole one. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. I also think that they just lost to the Dolphins. And they didn't just lose to the Dolphins because the Dolphins are the Dolphins. They blitzed corners and they did something that no team has really done a lot this year. And if the Bears are like, oh, we can adapt that, I'm interested to see.
I'm sure Matt Nagy, the play calling genius over here in Chicago, definitely took notes and was like, oh guys, I have the secret sauce. Yeah, I'm sure he's really innovating that team's play calling.
Titans, Texans. Titans are 10-point favorites. Yeah, have fun.
I am going to pick the Titans. I bet you didn't think. I bet you thought I was going to go Texans.
Yeah, I'm going to go Texans.
Okay, keep the lead. Keep me in the lead.
We might have breaking news on the show. Yeah, I got to open up the it said the
look at here. I'm PFT.
Okay. Buccaneers statement regarding Tampa Bay Times report after an extensive educational process conducted throughout our organization this past offseason, highlighting the benefits of the COVID-19 vaccines. We received completed vaccination cards from all Tampa Bay Buccaneers players and submitted their required information to the NFL through the established process in accordance with league policy. All vaccination cards were reviewed by Buccaneers personnel and no irregularities were observed. Antonio Brown's in the clear, baby.
Okay.
This is why we don't break rumors.
Yeah. Well, this isn't rumors anymore. This is well documented news.
I'm taking the Titans. The Texans. I'm taking the Texans at +10.
Okay, Texans. Andrew, I have Titans.
Colts, Bills. Bills are -7.
I will take the Bills.
Colts, baby.
Okay, come on.
Jacksonville Jaguars, San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are 6.5-point favorites.
Give me the Jags.
Me too.
Okay.
Jags.
All right.
Detroit Lions, Cleveland Browns. Browns are 11-point favorites.
Who are they playing?
The Lions.
Give me the Lions.
I would also like to take the Lions.
Then do or don't, and then just keep giving me more points every week.
I'm gonna take the Lions at +11. Carolina, Washington football team. Carolina are 3-point favorites.
I like the Washington football team.
I will take Carolina. The big advantage that they
The
have,
Washington football team are underdogs.
they are underdogs.
Yeah, I'll take
And
the Washington football team.
The benefit they also have is Ron Rivera's their coach. Which
True. Which means he can control Cam Newton
You're like a
with
puppet.
with a remote.
Yeah,
That's why it's in their helmets
the Saints and the Eagles. Eagles are 2-point favorites.
against the Saints. I haven't watched the Eagles once this year.
I've actually watched like 3 Eagles.
I
get upset every time.
honestly, I feel great not watching that team. I will take the Saints.
I will take the Eagles.
Okay.
Dolphins, Jets. Dolphins are 3.5-point favorites.
The Dolphins are 3.5. Look, if the Dolphins come out playing like they did last week against the Ravens,
Against Joe Flacco and the New York Jets.
they could beat any team. Now, Joe Flacco holds a special place in my heart. He's elite. He's an elite playoff quarterback. And I actually am not saying that sarcastically. I think that him in the playoffs is as good as you're going to get. I am going to take the Dolphins.
I'm going to also take the Dolphins. Bengals, Raiders. Bengals are 1-point favorite.
Bengals.
Also Bengals. Cowboys, Chiefs. Chiefs are 2.5-point favorites.
Cowboys.
I am going to take the Chiefs.
Okay. Patrick Mahomes doing Patrick Mahomes things. Yeah.
Cardinals, Seahawks. Cardinals are 2.5 favorites.
God, the Seahawks are just not a good team this year. Is anybody back for the Cardinals?
Hopkins is not. He's not one way or the other. They haven't announced. Kyler, they also haven't announced, but Kyler said he's optimistic he'll play.
I'll take the Cardinals.
I will also take the Cardinals. Pittsburgh, Chargers. Chargers are 5.5-point favorites.
Is Big Ben gonna be walking in the COVID boot?
They don't know yet.
Oh man, I mean, it all comes down to whether Big Ben plays or not because Mason Rudolph is a chode. I will take the Chargers.
I will also take the Chargers. That's a Sunday night game, and then the Monday night game, Giants, Bucks. Bucks are 11-point favorites.
Giants.
I'm gonna take the Bucks.
Okay. That's a massive spread.
It is a massive spread, but they just lost to the Washington football team, and if
Bounce back game.
well,
it's a bounce back game.
Brady too. So it's until if he plays really shitty against the Washington football team and then the Giants, I might start to be able to concern and be like, that's father time.
Tom Brady doing Tom Brady things.
Not aging.
Yes.
Grapefruit.
Great. Well, there was nothing clever about that. You just went right in, didn't you? Grapefruit. Wait, I feel like B3T Sports Analyst Alec should say grapefruit too.
That's up to him. I'm all about consent. You're not on camera. There's no suspense there. you just handed the mic. He's like,
There was suspense from you guys looking.
That's
just
fair.
you broke it up, but I mean, I don't know. Grapefruit.
and fucking him at the same time.
Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling.
Valentino Summers and Wave Runners. Chains on my niggas like slave runners. Drug dealers anonymous. Valentino Summers and Wave Runners. Chains on my niggas like slave runners. Drug dealers anonymous. How many Madonnas can that Mazda fit? My brick talk is more than obvious. It's ominous. Garage is the phantom. Ghouls, ghosts, and goblins. Blonde mohawk the collection. I'm Dennis Rodman.
No better feeling would he ever get than being grapefruited. No better feeling would he ever get than
Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling.
Time to hit the showers because baths are for babies.